Hi viewers, Purple Celery here, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing the first 3 episodes of the 2019 reboot of The Twilight Zone, The Comedian, Nightmare at 30,000 Feet and Replay. So I was really excited to learn that they were doing a new series of The Twilight Zone for 2019 because the original series, which ran from the late 50s to the early mid 60s, is one of my favourite shows of all time. It has some amazing stories in it, so I was hoping for big things from this new series. So, the first episode was The Comedian, and sorry, I should probably say here that there will be spoilers, so I am going to presume that if you're watching this video you have seen these episodes, or else you're happy to be spoilt. If that's not the case, then you might want to click away now. So episode 1 of the 2019 Twilight Zone series was The Comedian. I thought overall this was an okay episode. It was a little bit paint by numbers. I felt the whole theme of be careful what you wish for has been done to death a bit by the Twilight Zone. Having said that though, it was okay. I did enjoy the twist at the end when Samir essentially makes himself disappear. I wasn't expecting that to occur. I also liked the racial diversity in the story. I thought it was actually good that it wasn't, I guess, anchored by a white Anglo person, as I think pretty much all the original episodes of The Twilight Zone were. So moving on to episode 2, Nightmare at 30,000 Feet. So this was a bit of, I guess, what you call a remake of the original episode, Nightmare at 20,000 Feet. It was set on a plane. The main character was, I guess, paranoid. The plane was in imminent danger of crashing. Overall, I thought this was a pretty good episode. I really liked how they used the device of a podcast rather than a gremlin on the wing to, I guess, get the action going. I thought it was overall a tense episode. It was well written. I also liked the little shout out at the end of the toy gremlin floating on the shore. But there were a couple of plot holes which did make me, I guess, pause a bit. The first one was basically, why didn't the main character, Justin, get more of the passengers or crew to listen to the podcast? I mean, yes, we saw him try at the start of the episode with that bald guy who was sitting next to him, but I felt like, you know, when it got to the point where Justin was being restrained by the air marshal, he could have made a bigger effort to get them to actually listen to the podcast, because that was evidence right there that something freaky was going on. The second plot hole, or I guess, you know, the second issue that I had with this episode was, again, at the end, I don't really get why they attacked only Justin. I mean, okay, I guess on one level I know that they blamed him for the crash, but I think the main person to blame was really the hijacker, the former pilot who took over the controls. I don't get where he was on the island, because the voiceover at the end did say that everybody except Justin basically survived and made it off the atoll, but he was nowhere to be seen. And I'm just wondering, you know, what happened to him, and if he was on the atoll, why weren't the survivors also attacking him as well? Why just Justin? Having said that though, apart from those 2 issues, I thought overall this was a good episode. It was certainly better than The Comedian. So moving on to episode 3, Replay. I didn't really know what to make of this episode. To me, it didn't really feel like a traditional Twilight Zone episode. I certainly saw Jordan Peele's influence in this episode. I guess for me, there was a bit too much social commentary. And yes, I do realise that the original series also involved social commentary, but it was done in a much more subtle way. I felt this was a bit too overt and almost on the nose a bit. Having said that, you know, it was a good episode. I did like the concept of the magic camcorder being able to reverse time and erase what had happened. I did get a real sense of menace and oppression from the cop who was pursuing the main character and her son. But I guess the ending where the main character gives that speech, I don't know. I felt like it was a bit over the top, I suppose. But you know, having said that, I did enjoy too how the overall message was that it wasn't actually the magic camcorder that saved the day. It was love and family and community. But yeah, as I said, I just felt the social commentary was piled on a little bit too thick. Overall, I think the first 3 episodes of the Twilight Zone 2019 are fairly good. Are they as good as the original series? For me, so far, not quite. But I felt that each episode has gotten progressively better. I'm also enjoying the little links between the episodes. For example, how in Nightmare at 30,000 feet, the number 1015 was quite significant, and then we saw that number again in episode 3 replay on the cop's number plate. I also liked how the cop in episode 3 was called Lasky, and Samir in episode 1, the comedian, lived on Lasky Street, or maybe that's where the comedy club was. But either way, I am enjoying these little linkages. Oh, also the name Donna. I think Donna has cropped up a couple of times at least, so maybe that's going to feature towards the end of the series. Maybe there'll be an episode about cannibals or something. Who knows? I think that Jordan Peele is doing a pretty good job so far. I'm a little bit concerned that his intros come across as being a bit too serious. Rod Serling, who did the original series, always had that, twinkle in his eye, that kind of, wry grin that showed that he wasn't sort of taking things too seriously. But I get with Jordan Peele that he is taking things quite seriously, and I think he's maybe got to, loosen up a bit. But this is just my opinion, and I'm really keen to hear what you guys think of the new Twilight Zone series. Do you have a favourite episode so far? Do you think it's as good as the original series or better than the original series? Please leave your comments below. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe to my channel. I may have a crack at reviewing episodes 4, 5 and 6 when they finally hit our screens here. I've been basically streaming them through our channel 10 here in Australia. So otherwise, until next time, this is Purple Celery, over and out. Thank you so much for watching as always.